You're listening to 15 Minutes of TM1 with, brought to you by CubeWise, managing complexity in the business world.
Hello, welcome everyone to the CubeWise Innovation Series. And today I have a special guest with me, James Downey.
Hi everyone, great to be here.
Good to have you here, sir.
Thank you.
Came all the way from America because James Downey is the GM of America.
Yep, great to be here, John. Thank you.
Thank you for being here, and we want to talk about a few things specifically in your region. So good to see you. I know we met, I think like 12 years ago.
I think it was now, yeah. We're both senior consultants here in the Sydney office. That was some great days.
So now fast forwarding 10 years, what's happening with you? What's happening in the US now?
Sure, and again, John, it's great to be here, and thanks for the invite. I guess in the US, it's a pretty exciting time for us all, and with planning analytics going from strength to strength in the US, as well as CubeWise as we continue to kind of grow there. But we're kind of seeing a lot of cloud transitions. We're seeing a lot of excitement and innovation around TM1 Pi. We're seeing obviously Watson X is kind of popping up more and more as well as people kind of exploring decision optimization and AI. We're seeing a lot of companies looking to mature their analytics and kind of making some big investments in the technology. So yeah, it's a really exciting time in the US, and it's great to be a part of it.
That's excellent. You've touched on many different big topics. We probably don't have time to discuss all of them today,
Sure.
But I would love to learn more about a few things.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned Watson X. I've heard a lot about it. In Australia, you're probably not hearing it as much as US, so I'd love to know what's your take on Watson X and how does that work with TM1?
Yeah, no, it's a great kind of innovation and that's happening within the IBM data and AI platform. And I guess what we're seeing is it's for organizations who want to kind of mature their analytics. So a lot of customers there have got a very robust and mature planning analytics environment, which is excellent. And they still want to kind of take another step forward. And they want to take another step forward around data decision optimization, maybe more automation. And they're kind of trying to climb that AI ladder. So organizations are kind of, maturing into more analytics as it's becoming increasingly accessible, both on cloud and on premise. And we're seeing a lot of kind of good positive buzz out there in the marketplace.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Yes.
Very excited to talk about that because my understanding is US probably have the largest adoption of customers of TM1 planning analytics going to the cloud.
Yeah, that's what we call them, like a TM1 legacy type of systems. Again, these organizations looking to modernize, looking to streamline, consolidate, and to do something more with their platform. And they're using the cloud transition as a change agent, as a way to kind of do a lift and shift to the cloud, and on the way, let's modernize things. Let's kind of take a process that might have been taking 2 hours, and let's shave that down with more modern techniques and get it down to like 5 minutes. At the same time, as we do that, let's take the older perspectives workbooks and modernize them to Parfait. Let's do a similar modernization from TM1 Web to Workspace. So there's some really good energy and momentum there around customers wanting to move from on-prem to the cloud, and in doing so, streamline, consolidate, modernize their applications. So that's what we're seeing.
And when you say modernize,
yes,
is that more in the back end where we make things faster? Because you mentioned in some instances you may cut down something from 2 hours or 2 minutes to a few seconds, or a few hours to a few minutes. So that's the back end. And I guess there's also a front end as well. Because a lot of people are used to, I guess, when I started TM1, it was all TM1 Web and Active Forms, or even just Slice. So when we talk about modernizing and moving to the cloud, do you see an equal amount of work or modernization happening on the front end as well as back end, or is it more leaning towards one or the other?
Yeah, I mean, that is the right question to ask. And we kind of see it in two spheres, is what you're touching on. So when we do the modernization, there is the programmatical improvements at the back end. So that could be anything from revisiting the dimensional structures, revisiting how we do attributes, re-exploring rules versus TIs. Also kind of looking at how do we do better metadata management and security management, especially on the enterprise applications. that have grown over years, which is fair. But how do we kind of streamline them and consolidate them to make the run of them easier and faster? And so there's a lot of that happening. So that we call that the programmatical modernization and optimization. And TM1 Pi is a great part of that, as well as some other advanced kind of engineering concepts. So that's one side of the equation. The other side is, as you said, kind of moving to what we like to call like elite workspace or elite parfait. Really kind of taking what we've learned over quite a few years now of UI, UX modernization and refinement, and giving them the end users a simple, easy to use, intuitive application. So because we want and need users to have a straightforward, seamless experience. It needs to be simple for the user to kind of engage with the system. It might be complex in the background and all of the great TIs and rules that we write, but from an end user experience, it needs to be easy to use. So to answer your question, you do see them that two spheres: the programmatical improvements and the UI improvements.
Okay, all right. In Australia or anywhere in the world, when you think about moving to the cloud, it's really a great opportunity to review where things are at in the organization, particularly in your applications, because there are lots of areas you could really add value that maybe you haven't seen before.
Yeah, and I guess just on that, we've been doing it in the US now for maybe coming on like 5 years, doing the cloud modernization and transformation projects, both small, so when we're talking small, maybe a 20 user system, and also the enterprise level where we're talking 2,500 users,
right?
Global transformations. And what we are starting to see now is that platforms that we migrated to the cloud, say 2 to 3 years ago, they're really getting the benefits now of that cloud platform, and they're starting to realize that benefit, and the business is starting to feel that benefit, and through that, we're seeing expansion of planning analytics. And that's really encouraging because that was the whole kind of message around the cloud of like, move to the cloud. It's more affordable to run. It's a better platform, and we're starting to see the fruits of that now in some of the the early to mid adoptions of the cloud, where people are starting to bring in new use cases. They're bringing on more users and things of that nature. So yeah, some really positive signs are being seen.
Now, shameless plug. If you're in Australia and you are interested to think about the cloud, what it has to offer, we do have a breakfast series running all the way into August. And if you missed that, reach out to one of us. We'll be happy to talk to you as well. For anyone else outside of Australia, reach out to any of us, and we'd love to talk you through what are the options and benefits of going to the cloud. Okay, so now that I've done my shameless plug for the Australian breakfast session,
Sure.
What's going on in the US? Because I hear lots of things that's happening, but I'm not entirely sure. So take us through, James. What have you got in store for us in the US?
Excellent. Well, let me do a plug for that. So over the next several months, we're going to be doing what we call like the innovation series. And that's going to be kicking off in Chicago next week at an in-person networking event there in downtown Chicago. So for people who are interested in that, please hit the CubeWise events webpage, and there's Innovate Chicago, and please register. It's going to be an excellent event there. It's a planning analytics and Watson networking activity. So there'll be other customers there. CubeWise is there, some IBM folks, and we're really looking forward to that. And again, kind of looking beyond August, we'll be doing a similar event in New York. And so that's going to be, again, a networking event, talking about planning analytics, talking about TM1 Pi, talking about automation, transition to the cloud. And so again, hit up the CubeWise events page there, and please register, because these are a limited space only, these events. And so that's in September in New York. And then rounding it out in October is Tech Exchange. And so that's going to be a magnificent event. There's going to be a lot of CubeWises there. There's going to be a lot of IBMs, a lot of great customers. We're going to be doing the TM1 World Championship qualifying round there, which we'll talk about in a second. And Tech Exchange is running in October there. And it's going to be it's a must-attend event if you're into planning analytics and the data and AI space. The CubeWise will be presenting on our recent Navy project. There'll be Marius will be joining us for TM1 Pi Lab. And as I said, we'll be doing the TM1 World Championship round there as well. So yeah, there's lots to do. And then kind of moving ahead even further, if I can, to do the big plug. In February of 2025, we're doing CubeWise Innovation Week 2025. So that's going to be a week-long event a series of webinars with special guests from some of our select customers. And again, we're going to be talking about some of the cutting edge innovation that customers are interested in, and whether that's around TM1 Pi, whether that's around functions as a service. We'll be talking a lot about version 12, talking a lot about kind of like APIs. So again, we want to kind of like share with the community all the great innovation that we're doing at CubeWise, and yeah, really looking forward to that.
Let's talk about TM1 World Championship.
Yes, let's do that.
All right. For those of you who don't know what the TM1 World Championship is, it's the hottest TM1 World Championship and esport in the world. And for the very first time, it's going to be happening in America, and in this case, in the biggest IBM Planning Analytics event, Tech Exchange in Las Vegas.
That's correct. Yeah, opening night at Tech Exchange in Las Vegas. We're going to be running that, and it's going to be fantastic. We've got a dedicated space for that. It's going to be, as you said, on the opening night there. Tech Exchange is being hosted at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas. And 21st of October we'll be doing that event. Myself will be there, Ben Hine will be there, many of the CubeWisers will be there, Marius will be there as well. It's going to be, we're really looking forward to this.
So tell us about Wednesday night.
Yeah, so Wednesday night. So Wednesday the 23rd of October at Brewdog, join us as we do Innovate Las Vegas. And it's going to be a great networking event where we're going to be having CubeWise customers, IBM there at Brewdog. For those of you who are familiar with Las Vegas, it's iconic. You can see straight down the strip. It's absolutely gorgeous. And so we're going to be celebrating the winner of the TM1 World Championship qualifying round that will happen on the Monday night. And we're going to really kind of have a really great night with all of our Planning Analytics friends.
I wish you would run some of those events here in Sydney as well. Not saying the Sydney events is not as good, but that sounds pretty amazing.
Yeah, and we were there last year for a CubeWise event at Tech Exchange. And it's a great place. It's great to get out in the fresh air. You can see some really iconic photos down the strip, and we're really looking forward to Tech Exchange. Last year's event was good. This year they're really kind of like building it even more, and so we've got a lot of great presentations from IBM, people like Mike McGean, Stuart King, CubeWise presentations, lots of customer presentations as well. So yeah, if you can make it there, it's a must attend.
And the TM1 World Championship.
Of course.
Now, for Wednesday night, do people have to register? How do they sign up for that?
Yeah, so again, it'll be very much encouraged people to register and get the details through the CubeWise events page. And yeah, so you do need to register, and details on the CubeWise events page. Okay,
so a quick follow-up here. For the people who want more information about the Tech Exchange event, where should they go to?
So you can go to the Tech Exchange website on IBM's platform, and of course there's also, to plug it again, the CubeWise events page where we have some links there as well. So or just reach out to me, James Downey at CubeWise, and we can kind of point you in the right direction.
Excellent. And for anyone who's not 100% sure, the CubeWise page is cubewise.com. Simple, easy, and hopefully we'll see more of you there. Now, last but not least,
please,
is there anything you would like to say to the future TM1 World Championship competitors from the North American side, just to hype them up a bit against the rest of the world? Because we've got some fierce competition happening from the Europeans, the event over at London. We sparked a few competitive flames, let's call it that, and then some Australians is really excited to take the cup back home here.
Sure. I mean, I've been able to attend one or two of these World Championships now here in Sydney, and I say it's just a great event for people to come together to do the quiz, the multi-choice quiz in the qualifying round. It is a bit of fun, and there's some kind of a bit of banter back and forth. And it must attend if you're wanting to kind of qualify for the potential to go to Germany to kind of be in the final. And it'd be great to see someone from North America bring home that gold medal. So looking forward to it.
Excellent. Right. Okay. That's probably what we have time for today. Appreciate your time, James.
It's good to have you here. It's always great to be here. Thank you so much.
And hopefully we can have more of these conversations. And if you guys who's watching like what we're doing, give us some feedback, and we'll be happy to produce more content for you. All right, as usual, do good TM1. We'll see you out there.
Thanks, everyone.
You've just listened to 15 Minutes of TM1 with, brought to you by CubeWise, managing complexity in the business world.